we on?
Gonna refresh.
I think we're on.
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love sent
I'm
to
pretty sure we're
me 5 gold rings.
I think we're on.
I think we will be in a second.
Hi.
Hi.
Ba-dum, bum, bum. Turn the volume down on this. Hello, everybody.
Hey there, hi there, hello Disney pals, and welcome to another 37 Disney Street. As you can see, it is just the rain cohort today. The reason being that Mrs. Chris, who prefers to be called Laura, is turning 40 this weekend, or I think she did this week.
Does she also like to have her age announced to
Hey.
all the nice watchers?
She's the youngest adult who lives at 37 Disney Street, so she's followed all us up the 40 tube. She's the last one to go, so I think she's fine to take
Apart
that.
from the kids.
Yeah, obviously. I said,
You're not 40, are you?
I said she's the youngest adult. A little woman. So, Chris is away tending to family business.
There's no Chris, but there is Christmas.
There is. There is a Bonnie who is usually live in the chat with you guys, but has been allowed to stay up in order to kind of balance the screen because it just looks nicer with 3 people. And she's also a very knowledgeable Disney fan, so she can pipe in on any of the things she wants to pipe in on.
I'm already seeing in the chat that Let's High Five is saying, hi, everyone. Oh, no. So Christmassy. Yeah, sorry about that, but it's kicking off, as we're about to find out. So should we get to some news items?
Don't we want to see who's in the chat first before we get too many? We usually do that first.
We normally do the headlines first.
Oh, sorry, headlines. Hit the headlines.
This guy.
It's because we've no bongage.
Right, well, we're going to use this as the bong today. Where's my whistle gone?
I thought you had it.
I thought I had it. Here it is.
It's Christmas.
Meets Marvel.
Yeah, sorry about that. I need this cup. I know what you're getting for Christmas. I felt your presence. It's a Christmas themed show because Christmas has kicked off in the park.
I mean, who needs high tech when you've got, a cup and a voice artist?
Yeah, it looks really low tech today. We've not got much of a background.
It's fine for the listeners.
I think we're
Absolutely
making it
perfect
work.
for the listeners.
I've got a ukulele. Right. So should we see who's in the chat first then?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we've got.
It's already got a lot.
Oh, that's yes, it is working. Right, first in the chat today, we had Lee's Magical Mouse Adventures. Oh, well done, Bonnie. It says, 17 days until my next trip to DLP for the Christmas annual pass party. Can't wait. Second in the chat, second was John.
Parker.
Hey guys, thought I'd get in nice and early, feeling the Christmas vibes after seeing the Christmas parade vids from DLP. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, let's start with this one. Hey everyone, just seen the Christmas trees at DLP and now thinking that I need to book a ticket and head over.
Yeah, you do.
Hello to Stacey. Probably not making the live unless I want distracting while waiting for the fireworks. But hello from my room in Santa Fe.
Oh, what show off much?
Gareth Pierce Theme Parks is here, as is Emily. So excited, she says. We just booked Disney for 38 days' time.
Oh, I love the last minute trip books.
I always seem to book Christmas last minute. I haven't been in summer for 25 years. It's like the second I see tinsel and hear bells, I can't control the urge. First time staying at DCR, and that is my last Disney resort on my list.
We stayed there at Christmas, and what's lovely about DCR,
David
Crockett Ranch at Christmas is because it's like a self-catering cabin thing. We actually decorated it for Christmas. We took a little tree in the car. We took some lights to hang around the curtains. We did. You loved it. You were like, back to the cabin in the woods.
And I'm bringing these guys along.
No, because we couldn't find these guys. That's a different story.
Oh.
But you met these guys in the parade.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Listeners, they're holding up gingerbread Mickey and Minnie plushes, which sold out one year. We've burnt one of them as well. Well, Lucy burnt one of them on the ear. Ruth says, hi everyone. Hugh, consider yourself an influencer. As after seeing your shorts on YouTube, I bought myself a carpet scraper. Hashtag middle age influencing. Do you mean this one?
Easy on the middle age. That's just good sense.
My mum asked me for one of these for Christmas yesterday. Now, listeners, I'm holding up a carpet scraper. I'm sure you can just Google it. I think I got it off eBay, and it's amazing. You know those little...
We don't vacuum anymore.
I don't vacuum. You know those, like, there's bits you can't get off your carpet. Hashtag not sponsored. Those bits you can't get off your carpet. Hair, dust. You know, like things that like you can pick up with your fingers really easily, but just the vacuum cleaner won't hoover up.
My hair.
This carpet scraper gets it all up. It's incredible. You have to get on your hands and knees and, get scraping, but it's a good workout. Man, I can't recommend these enough.
It's good for stairs, in the creases of stairs and things. Corners of stairs.
Yeah, it's great. And we've probably got some viewers and listeners who've got a carpet scraper, but can't recommend it highly enough.
A little break from Disney for some, domestic help there.
Yep. So thanks for watching my my short, Ruth. I think that's got like 5,000 views on TikTok, which is like small fries, but it's good for me. Emily says, no, it's been 17 years since a summer visit. Correcting yourself there. Hi to Ryan, watching live tonight. Not sure what I'm going to listen to on my commute this week. You could listen again. Don't listen again.
Or the Disney dish. I like the Disney dish.
Aaron.
Or Chat Disney with Mercedes.
Yes, yeah. Aaron says, hey guys, what are you doing? You're just echoing me. Do you want to read it out?
Stereo.
No.
Go on, you read Aaron's.
No, you got shy.
Yeah.
Aaron says, hey guys, not going to make the live properly as I'm currently waiting for my plane home from DLP to set off. We'll be sending a trip report in for next week and just wanted to say we had the absolute best time and DLP is still just as magical as always. Also, we made it into DLP Welcome's Let's Sing Christmas video for the year again. You can see me with red hair bobbing around in the middle of the front row. Excellent. We'll look out for that, Aaron, and we'll look forward to a trip report from you. Louise says, hey everyone, I wish I was back in Disneyland Paris this week for all Xmas decorations. I hope that's deliberate, not a typo, but I like Disneyland. Sugar Sweet Samantha, aka Sugar Sweet Mama, says, good evening everyone. Hello to Jimmy Clements. Just booked DLP, 30 days to go. The pink hand. Who is Nate? Question mark. Says, hi everyone. Hi Nate, good to see you again.
We say hi.
Mercedes is here. What does Mercedes say?
Wait a second.
Is here. You can.
Hey gang, made it for the live. I'm getting much better at these days. Haha.
Good to have you along, Mercedes. And we've got Janine. That's Mercedes from Chat Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Famous Mercedes from Chat Disney. Janine says, only 7 days to go until our first trip to DLP. Excitement is kicking in now. 7 days.
Ooh.
Well, it's going to be well Christmassy.
I know.
So get ready.
First trip as well. Honestly, it's going to change your life. The magic is real.
And we've also got Emma and Katia and Charlotte and Wits Wanderlust, Whitney. Lauren says, hi, currently staying just outside DLP, here for the Xmas tomorrow for 5 days.
Lauren!
Just had dinner at the Rainforest Cafe and met Minnie Mouse at Newport Bay. So excited. Very happy children.
That is exciting, Lauren. That is so exciting.
Whitney's got 33 days to go. Everyone's going.
I know.
3 weeks.
What's our countdown to Disney World?
Like pretty much 200.
100 and
Might be like 198 by now.
yeah.
Countdown's on the phone, so I can't tell you.
We got anyway. I'm constantly playing catch up with the chat, so I think we'll end it there. But hello and thanks to everyone. If anything else pops up, Whitney likes my sweater.
Yeah.
It's Toy Story, aliens hanging from lights. Yeah, we thought we'd Christmassy it up.
And I'm wearing a Christmas spirit jersey. Mickey.
Emma has this jumper. Right. Yeah. Well, I can't get to everyone, I'm afraid, but we're glad to have you all along.
What if we just randomly booked a Christmas trip now with 30-something days to go?
While we're on the show?
Well, just maybe for next week. What if I just, randomly... Yeah, imagine such a thing. Wouldn't it be?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Should we do a spot of news? Well, Bonnie announced it's Christmas because Christmas season is here. Main Street is in full Christmas mode. The Let's Sing Christmas with Mickey and Friends is back at the Videopolis. We've also got various Christmas garbed characters are all doing meets around the park. You know, we've got a Stitch in a Santa costume and Chippendale. All sorts of characters dressed up and looking festive. Goofy in the studios in his Santa outfit.
Goofy is the best. Well, but Goofy's the best any time of year. But
It does.
I remember having a really good meet with Goofy at Christmas.
Good hugs.
Mm.
Plus Christmas shortbreads abound.
Mm.
We've actually got like Victoria's is doing a Mickey waffle and like a red cake. Have you seen this red cake?
Red velvet cake.
Have you seen this? You heard about this? It's red on the outside.
Oh.
It's designed to be shared, but I think you can eat it all in one. I would. Christmas burgers at Videopolis and Annette's.
Do they? Let me guess. Do they have green buns?
No,
Oh.
no. One's like got like, is it truffle infused cheese or something infused cheese?
Ooh.
Can't remember what the other one is. I know that the Annette's one's got Wagyu beef in it.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That must be expensive.
sounds good. Mickey's dazzling Christmas parade is also now underway.
Is it already?
Yeah. It's all going on, basically, and you can't escape it.
And we're curled up under a green blanket on the 37 Disney Street sofa, cuddling Christmas Mickeys. It couldn't be better. Well, it could.
I'm
could
going
be at
I'm going Christmas shopping next week.
Next week.
That's when I start my Christmas shopping. I take a day off and go and start my Christmas shopping.
When's our tree going up?
Next weekend?
If I'm not in London, I'll do
Oh,
that.
you're in London, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe. We'll discuss that later.
Yeah, okay.
Stacey says truffle definitely.
Yeah.
Mm.
But now, Lucy, you like a truffle, right? We had
Truffle
some,
mayonnaise.
We actually had some on the Disney cruise. You never had. You had truffles before?
I think I had, yeah.
We had that truffle in our pasta, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's a musty taste that's not for me, but
It's mushroom, that's why you don't like
you
it.
loved it.
I did. And I've since bought some Heinz truffle mayonnaise, and on a chicken sandwich, it is highly recommended. Might be talking about Disney cruises in a bit. So
Okay. Now there was a headline of Meets Marvel, which is is the best I could come up with.
Right.
I've been writing scripts all weekend, and you know I've exhausted my puns and my witty. I can't even speak.
Well, can
Yeah.
I just say, because Bonnie has just been witness to this.
Yeah.
We've been at a dance festival all weekend, and my job, as kind of organizer of the festival, is to go on and like compare the big presentation at the end and sort of give out awards. And I made an absolute mess of it, didn't I, Bonnie? And whereas I'm usually quite fluid and coherent and charismatic in situations like that, and I've been doing it for years, decades, something happened to my brain today and I just broke. And now I'm like, I've got to talk on a podcast and make sense. So between the two of us, I don't think this is going to be terribly successful.
I think it's Christmas is sneaking into our brains and pushing out some of the important things that we need to get by and have a
like
conversation.
sentence structures and things like that.
Yeah, I'm having to really concentrate on what I'm saying so I can speak properly.
Didn't I make a mess of it, Bonnie?
No.
Oh, she's been kind.
But Meets Marvel
Dance.
is to do with Miss Marvel, right? Now, this is going to sound like a press release.
Okay.
I've done it on purpose. To celebrate the release of The Marvels, Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel, is now meeting in Avengers Campus alongside her friend Captain Marvel until the 10th of December. There is also a photo pass magical shot with a Fleur kitten. The Marvels is in theatres now.
Yay!
There's a couple of new cocktails at the Skyline Bar too. So, any Ms. Marvel fans, she's going to be in the Avengers Campus, as I said, till the 10th of December. Chilling out with Captain Marvel.
What is difficult when face characters meet, face characters of actual live action movie characters meet, is that they cannot possibly look like the actors and actresses who play them in the movie.
It's because they're from a different universes or timelines.
Yeah.
The variants.
Multiverse.
Multiverse variants is what they are. I saw a Johnny Depp lookalike in a Disney park. He's well known, but it looks exactly like Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Did it?
Like, I was watching it thinking, if I was watching that, like, if I saw him in person, I'd be going, is that actually him? I would think it was Johnny Depp. Apparently, Johnny Depp, this is just one comment that I read, so it might not be true, but one comment said, if it's Johnny Depp, he's wearing his captain's hat. That's how you know. Can anyone back that up? Anybody out there?
I don't know. It sounds right. Sounds good.
It is a slow news week, by the way, which is why Ms. Marvel meeting is a big headline. But for some people, that might be good news.
All right, I have to say, there's been a lot of talk about the quality of Marvel on Disney+. I really enjoyed Marvel in general. I really enjoyed Miss Marvel. And I don't think it did well commercially. I don't think a lot of people binged it or anything, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the tone of it.
And I'm quite excited about Marvel's The Movie. Again, because I do like to see these female-led superhero things. I know it's a bit cheesy, but I do think representation matters. I'd be excited to take Bonnie to see it. But she's not quite got the traction of a must-meet superhero yet. And I would love to see that change. I would love to see her be the one that all the kids wanted to see.
Yeah. Well, even in the comics, she's relatively new.
Mm.
So she wouldn't mean that much to me, really. But so it feels like I'm meeting a Disney Plus character rather than a Marvel
watch that
staple
show, couldn't
character.
we? We could show Bonnie that show.
Yeah, she could watch that.
It's all appropriate. You'd enjoy it. It's about like a young teenage girl gets swept up and becomes a superhero. It's really good.
I've seen that.
I think you'd like it, Bonnie. We should watch it.
Well, the last bit of news, like I said, when I set the news, because Lucy's been busy, I always worry that I've missed something really obvious. So do let us know if I have. But the last bit of news that I noted was that there's some, and this is the Darth Vader impression I was doing earlier, there's additional Star Wars characters have been spotted meeting at Starport. Now, as well as Darth Vader, there's Chewbacca, Kylo Ren, Rey, and Boba Fett. They've all been meeting this week. I don't know how long for, but I didn't know you could meet Boba Fett at Paris. Have we had that before?
I think we had it at Run Disney.
Right.
I think.
Not even in
I might have been wrong about that.
Star Wars Celebration that we went to.
Maybe.
I don't recall any of
I
these
know they had
characters being there.
Chewbacca at that.
Oh yes, there was a fire, but so Andrew's saying there was a fire at City Hall that like a gas heater caught fire, but everyone was okay and they sorted it out pretty quickly. But yeah, I think it's been a pretty slow news week.
Well, that's all right. I mean, thing is, often the busier the parks are, the more kind of high season it is, the less the news is. That sounds a bit counterintuitive, but they don't need to make big announcements or open new rides or whatever when the park's doing well. We've just started the Christmas period, so there's going to be loads of things going on there. I do say that we keep a Disney calendar in our house. Like all of October is Halloween. That's how we do it. And then as soon as Halloween's over, we start Christmas, basically, to some extent.
Well, there's a little break while we wait for bonfire night to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Get that out of the way.
We're British, so we have that extra
Give it a couple
something.
more days, but we just capitulate to Christmas. We just let it happen, don't we, pretty soon. I know I used to be like a lot of people where I'd say, oh, can it just be in December? Come on. But and I've said this before, but like years ago, we started putting our tree up in November and people would be furious with us. We would get messages saying like, why? No, you shouldn't be doing that. They'd be angry with us. But when the pandemic happened, people wanted to do stuff like that to make themselves feel better. And all of a sudden it was normalized. I've seen some Christmas decorations on the street like last week.
Yeah.
I can still see Halloween decorations.
Well, there's a crossover period.
I had a friend on Facebook today who'd got the tree up.
Yeah.
And
I don't mind that.
But I remember the first year we did it on the 16th of November.
Oh.
And we did it because I was working for like 3 weekends and it would take us to the middle of December, and we're like, well, let's do it now and then we don't have to wait. And I remember like running into my friend and he was so angry, like genuinely angry that I had my tree up. But like I say, we keep a Disney calendar.
Oh.
Oh, what got?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little rant here because there's some... Walkers have done these new Christmas flavours. They did them last year as well. But there's a... Who what?
He's got his carpet scraper and his flavoured Walker
Hashtag not sponsored. Right, these are Christmas pudding flavoured crisps, right? And I keep seeing people posting pictures and they just say things like, it's a no from me, or why, or what are they thinking? These are delicious, right? But I don't understand this attitude of people going, oh no, oh, I wouldn't. You won't even try them. It's
Sweet crossing savoury.
Yeah, but it's just a crisp with some like spices on it. It's delicious. These are delicious. Hashtag not sponsored. I can't recommend those enough. And I don't like Christmas pudding. Maybe that's the point. Maybe people who like Christmas pudding don't want to see it abused and put on some crisps like this.
There's all sorts.
I've had 4 of those, and I've been careful because we're still on a diet.
There's all sorts of stuff going on in the world that you could get really wound up about, but things like that just really get your goat, don't they?
I think for me, I think it's fair to be annoyed at people who just write something off without trying it. I find that odd.
Me.
Like, I find it strange when I will have a drink or something and I'll offer it to you two and I'll go, oh, try this. And you always go, no.
What do we say when he's been like this, Bonnie?
Calm down.
Daddy. Right. Okay, I've got...
Stacey loves a Hugh rant. Has anyone tried these crisps?
I thought you were going to say, has anyone tried a Hugh rant?
They're brilliant. 5 out of 5. I give them 5 Christmas puddings.
Okay. I've got some Disney-related things that I want to talk about today because we knew it was going to be a bit slow news week. We'd have all the trip reports that Chris brings. And we do have some stuff on the Facebook group.
Plenty of stuff to get through, yeah.
Yeah, but I had an interesting chat today. It's going to start out Disney World related, is this? And I know this is the Disneyland Paris podcast, but don't worry, it circles back round to become the entire Disney universe. Oh, excuse me, hiccuping. We've got some friends who've just got back from Disney World, haven't we? And they are massive Disney fans like us. They go every year, 2 weeks, Orlando, they love it. And they just got back and I'd seen they'd stayed at the Contemporary. So I'm like, how was the Contemporary? And she went, like that, her face went. And I said, oh, wow, what happened? And she went, well, to be honest, Disney have priced us out. So we decided that we just couldn't go this year. We just couldn't afford it. These people have been going every year for years. She said, so we went to Universal for 12 days. And she said, and then it was the little girl's birthday. And she'd said, Mummy, we have to go to Disney. She said, so we just went for 1 day. And so they only went to Disney for 1 day.
Bonnie's face. What?
And they went to the Magic Kingdom. And she said, Lucy, it was awful. And I was like, what? She says, the Contemporary was lovely. We loved the Contemporary. She said, but we couldn't have stayed there if we were staying for more than 1 night because of the price. But we blew the budget. We stayed for 1 night. And then she said, it cost us... for family of 4, it cost them over $500 to go in for 1 day. She said it cost us $450 to go to Chef Mickey's. For the family of 4, she said they got every single eatery in Disney, in Magic Kingdom itself, was queuing out the door. And she said, so we went to Casey's Corner because the food is eye-watering. Prices. And she said, and it cost us over $90 for hot dogs from Casey's Corner for a family of 4. I mean, presumably they had other things, so we weren't just getting 1 hot dog each, but the order total was over $90. She said it was so busy that Snow White was 3 hours. Things like Small World were over an hour. She said there were more push chairs and more ECVs than she's ever seen. She couldn't let go of her daughter's hand. Her daughter's 10. She's not 4 because she just kept getting her ankles bashed by push chairs and couldn't see where they were going. And then she said the worst thing is we paid over $500 to go in for one day, and we got on Tron because she got up at 7 in the morning to get a virtual queue. And she said, other than that, we only went on Dumbo and The Little Mermaid. So they paid over $500 to stand in a queue for a hot dog that cost them $90 and go on 3 rides.
Yeah, when you look at it like that, I mean, it sounds like they've not a good look as well because...
this is a Disney lover as well. This isn't someone who's going for the first time.
But I mean, if you go for one day and it happens to be a really busy day and you're just having a terrible time of it, I mean, the price is one thing, but the busyness, that can come down to the day. So that might have just been unlucky. But the price, when you get, especially when you say, like, we've paid 500 quid to get in here and we can't do anything, it just doesn't seem fair, does it?
No.
It's turned into a rich man's game.
Well, this is what she said. She said they've taken everything away. They've taken away that. She said we always used to get free dining. She says that was one of the deciders when we decided to go to Universal instead. They've taken away Fast Pass. We don't get the Magical Express anymore. So if we're paying for a transfer, we may as well pay for a transfer to Universal because we're paying for it. And there was all these things. We had quite a long conversation about it. But she said says she's loved Disney so much, and I said go to Disneyland Paris. The queues aren't like that. She says we're going next year. We're going to Disneyland Paris, and I was so glad because I know she's such a Disney lover, but for them to have such a negative opinion, experience, and these are for people who love it. Also, they thought about their one day maybe being Animal Kingdom, and then they said when we looked at it, there's only really 4 rides. 2 shows. They don't do they don't do Rivers of Light anymore. There's none of that. She says we couldn't justify over $500 for that either, and it was all just a bit sad, really.
When you go for 2 weeks, you can spread it out, and if you have a slow day, it doesn't matter as long as you have the odd day that's busy. But if you go for one day and it works out like that, I can totally see why they feel like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it works out cheaper if you per day if you go for 2 weeks and if you go for one day. That's when you're getting the really expensive tickets. So it all spreads out in general. But I was just interested in Universal because we've talked about it casually, but we've never seriously priced it up for going. So I thought, I wonder what the difference is. So just while you were giving Bonnie a bath, I priced up the days that we're going next May, which is the last week in May, first week in June. Sorry, don't rob our house. And I priced up the cheapest hotel at Universal for 12 nights, the cheapest hotel at Disney for 12 nights, and 14-day tickets. And to stay at Pop Century, which isn't quite the cheapest, but it's nearly the cheapest, plus tickets for 3 of us, it's £4,035. And to go to Universal, same days, and staying at Dockside, which is one of the Universal hotels, and getting 14-day Universal tickets, it's £2,749. So already you've saved £1,300, is it? Yeah, about £1,300-ish. And so that's all your food. That's your food for the fortnight, plus some souvenirs. They're opening a new park at Universal, so they're opening a 3rd gate that everyone is raving about. I've also never been overly interested in it, but she said she's just like us. It's a family just like ours, and she said neither have I. I've always been a Disney purist, but Lucy, it's amazing. She said we had such a good time. We knew we'd like Harry Potter Land. We thought that's all it would be. She said, but the whole place is amazing. And so I'm like, well, this is what's happening. So I know this is the Disneyland Paris show, not the Florida show. So I wanted to loop this round because I've seen so many posts about Efteling recently. And so many posts about, well, we all know what's going on with the annual passes and the hotels are getting more expensive. And I'm like, when is expensive too expensive, and what would make you look for alternatives? Bonnie's like, Nothing, never.
You might find, Bonnie, if
I
you
don't-
went to Universal, that you'd be like, this is amazing.
I don't know, because a lot of the things in movies I have seen, but I don't get overly excited about any of the lands or any of the rides or anything. Really.
What have we got there? Are Minions at Universal?
They're about to open Super Nintendo Land.
Are Minions there?
They are, yes. We don't like Minions.
We're not into Minions. We're not a Minions house.
So I was ignoring your question then to kind of get you on something that was exciting. So they're opening Super Nintendo World soon, which looks amazing.
It looks small. Every time I see it, it looks teeny tiny, and it like I don't.
They've
appeal to
got
me.
Jurassic World now. Apparently Seuss Landings is fantastic. They've got massive Harry Potter areas, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, like I say, I've never looked overly into it. We've always gone, oh, we should go there someday.
People are saying, let's see. Lisa says, wow, I knew it would be cheaper, but not that much. Heard Universal hotels are better quality too. Mercedes says, we always did Walt Disney World and Universal, and as a teen I preferred Universal, but when we went last year, it felt so cheap and run down. Honestly, like Alton Towers level rather than Disney.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
Emily says, DLP does have my heart, but I've never been interested in other parks. It's just the nostalgia value for me. Yeah, I'm not, because are we parks people? Necessarily? Not really, are we? We haven't been to Alton Towers yet, have
No.
we?
No.
I have no interest in theme parks if they're not Disney, really.
I mean, we've been, but you haven't been.
You haven't
Bonnie
been.
hasn't been to Alton Towers. It's not
No.
that far away,
Alton-
Bonnie.
Alton Towers, I've always seen like all the adverts and stuff, and almost all of the rides there are like.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Massive.
intense rides there.
Yeah.
Andrew says, I find myself comparing Hotel New York against actual New York about the same price. I was watching a video yesterday. It's called Bright Suns Travel, YouTube channel, and they were talking about the Riviera and how it's supposed to be supposedly luxury, but you have to turn down your own bed, the bed that folds down, and there's all this stuff that isn't actually luxury at all. And for cheaper, you could go to actual French Riviera
Yeah.
for like longer. And at that point, you'd do that, wouldn't you?
Well, I think I
Would you?
wanted to bring. I never like going too negative on Disney because I want to love it. I do love it, but I want to
Because they'll
enjoy.
shut us down.
I want to enjoy loving it, and I want to go in feeling all like, yay! I don't want to go in feeling like that. So I try and keep it positive. But where I was thinking is, let's say you've got your. I still firmly believe for the foreseeable future, all my spare money, if there is such a thing, is going to continue going towards Disney holidays, basically. The question is, what will those Disney holidays look like? Will they look like staying off site? Will they look like, going to Paris more and Florida less? What will they look like? So I'm kind of like thinking, okay, you've got your pot of money. What would you do with it? Now, because we got DVC points, we're a bit different with Florida because we have those DVC points. So we're not paying the money we just said. Our hotels are paid on in advance. So we just have to pay for tickets. But the year after next, we're not going to have DVC points because we're going to have borrowed them. So I was thinking, looking at that, for the same money, we could do a 3-night Disney cruise and 10 nights at Universal for the same money as 14 nights at Disney World if we were to decide to go that way. And I thought that's probably good.
Also, at what point
10 days.
At what point do we stop giving money to Florida?
Well, yeah,
Do we want to just go to Florida all the time?
that's true.
It said someone said something about in the chat. Let's have a look. Universal parks are good for a few days, but it's not Disney, says Steve. Ryan says, recently extended a trip to DLP with 2 days in Park Asterix, and it was different and interesting enough to make it worth adding to all future trips. Maybe I'll do a trip report highlighting the benefit. Do that, Ryan.
We want to do that.
We want to go to Asterix Park, but I think we should do it before because what is it? It's near Disneyland Paris.
But you know the comics that we've got in the downstairs
In the toilet.
in the downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
Asterix and Obelix.
Oh,
It's a theme park around them.
There are
really?
the French characters, and there's a park dedicated to them. I've always wanted to go.
Didn't know they were so big they had a theme park.
Yeah,
in France they
never got
are
around to it.
massive.
Whitney says, we only did the one day at Magic Kingdom and the one day at Epcot on our mini trip, and they were both magical, but we did pay money to make the experience magical at Magic Kingdom. Yeah, you're talking about, getting Lightning Lane and all this.
Yeah, you see, they were a family of 4 there for one day who'd already forked out all the money we said. And to get Lightning Lane as well, because it's now like $30 each.
Well, she says, booked a fireworks party and we're going to buy Genie Plus, but they pixie dusted it for my grandma's birthday.
Oh, lovely.
Can we pretend it's our grandma's birthday?
Hey, you've got a little stomachache birthday that gets us on it.
Yeah, I've got a medical condition, which the not the Lightning Lane, the
Genie Plus.
The
DAS Pass.
access, what is it? Disability Access Pass, was it? What does
Yeah.
it stand for? Yeah, that it's actually designed for. So we're thinking we might do that again next time if I'm ill. Not if I'm well. Mercedes says, if you're a Disney person, there's no rhyme or reason. It's your heart driving, not your head. And this is why they can inflate as much as they like. They've got us all. Emma says, we're going to Anaheim for 5 days in March for less than DLP would cost for the same dates. Wow.
Oh, that's hard. You see, I want to, I mean, obviously, we're doing the Disneyland Paris podcast. To me, Disneyland Paris is still the pinnacle of theme park design, and I love it, and I want to go back, and I want to go back soon. We don't have any Disneyland Paris holidays booked at the moment. And so I'm looking around at hows. I'm looking at cheap ways of getting there and off sites and tickets and stuff. And when I hear this, it really does make me go, oh.
Here's a message I was looking for. Emma says, from our research of late, California is the way to go for more reasonably priced Disney trips.
Well, from my research last week, the actual Disney trip, Tokyo, is very cheap compared to Paris and American parks.
And also,
it's getting there.
Going to Japan.
It's flying to Japan is what we can't do.
I think, what would we do if we went to Japan? Would we go for 2 weeks again?
I think we'd go for at least 10 days, wouldn't we?
But then we'd maybe spend a couple of days at the Disney park?
4.
4?
Yeah. Come on, it's bigger than Disneyland Paris, and we can happily do 5 days at Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
It's Japan, though.
I know, we just love Japan.
I could happily go to Japan and not even touch the Disney park. Would you like to go to Japan? You won't be able to eat anything.
Oh, there's McDonald's.
Yeah,
should be fine.
There's McDonald's. Yeah. Should we have a look at the Facebook group?
Yeah.
See what's going on in there. So normally Chris asks for a little, like he gathers all the things. But I was looking through today and I figured there's lots going on. Like, look, the Dunn family just chilling out on Main Street in Walt Disney World.
Hey.
Because, of course, the Dunn family is there at the moment. Happy Sunday, everyone. American flag. There they are in front of the castle. I hope you're having a good time, Darren and family. Yeah, here's one from Cheryl. She said, can anyone suggest somewhere to stay for one night before we head to Disneyland Paris? We've booked Explorers, but I'm seeing lots of complaints lately about power cuts, etc. We land on the 25th of November at Charles de Gaulle about 1:30 and don't have tickets until the Sunday, but I plan to go to Disney Village and Sequoia Lodge for a look around and a drink in the bar. It seems a lot of money now, $175, just to be in the hotel for a few hours before we book in Santa Fe on the Sunday. So thinking somewhere cheaper would be fine. Any recommendations would be helpful. For 2 adults and a 4-year-old. So some people are saying, we stayed at Radisson Blu, literally 5 minutes drive to the park. We stayed at the Ibis in Val d'Europe. We stayed at is there an Ibis and an Ibis budget?
Yeah, we stayed at Ibis budget.
Ibis budget, it was like horrible, but it's a bed at the end of the day. It's all you need, isn't it?
If you want to get a room for €35, you can go to Ibis budget. Now you get what you pay for, but it was €35 when we stayed. So.
Yeah. Bob Sangwell said we stayed at Relais Spa Hotel Marne-la-Vallée Chessy. Lovely, friendly hotel with pool, around a third of the price of Cheyenne. Vicky said I was going to recommend the Resid home next to Val d'Europe RER station, which we stayed at and we
good.
Which enjoyed.
We loved it.
Or the Apart Hotel Adiago Ceres. walkable to the parks or has a shuttle bus right outside. But it looks like both are about the same price as you're paying for Explorers.
I wouldn't, if it was for one night, I wouldn't necessarily bother with rented home though, because what was good about it is you got a little tiny living room and a little sort of galley kitchen. And if you just
Well, there might be other types of room, is there?
No, because it's apart hotels, as in apartment hotels.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if you just want somewhere to put your head down before you go up in the morning and go to the park, it's probably not worth that. I bet you could find somewhere cheaper. I honestly, I'd be tempted to just do Ibis budget. I mean, it's gross, but it's very cheap.
Do you remember when I went to London and ate and came back the next day for less than 50 quid? It might have even been like 30 quid. I got like a really cheap train down. It was to do a comedy gig. I had some Tesco vouchers, so I had some pasta place, pasta chain. Can't remember what it's called. Can you?
Oh yeah, Spaghetti House.
Spaghetti House on my own. They even took the other chair away from my table, sat me by the coats. People had to reach across me to get the coats. Some people would like touch me as they got the coats, and then loudly like explain to me, because I also ordered a beer, to like loosen me up for this gig, and they said they were like loudly saying, "You can't use your Tesco vouchers for the alcohol." And I was going, I know, and it's so embarrassing. And I stayed in a youth hostel, and it was, I think it was 35 quid for everything, and I got back the next day. Yeah.
Excellent.
Louise was there and had, on our recommendation, the Darth Vader waffle.
Yes.
And the pineapple whip. The pineapple whip looks a lot better than the one I had, Louise. The one I had was really mushy and like congealed, but this looks all right, actually.
The edible spoon.
Yeah, the edible spoon.
It's good.
Tastes like chocolate Belvitas.
I like it.
The spoon.
Yeah.
There's a question, Lucy and Bonnie, about Loungefly bags.
Oh yeah.
Tash said on the chat, "Happy Sunday all, hoping for some advice for any Loungefly enthusiasts if possible. My partner and I are headed to DLP in 2 weeks. It's our first time going. I've bought a lovely Loungefly backpack to carry our essentials, but worried given the time of year, it might not hold up to the weather. Are they waterproof and quite sturdy, or would I be best bringing a cheaper or more outdoorsy bag to get through the rain and cold? Any other top tips welcome too. I've already learned so much from the show."
I've honestly never thought about it, and I've taken it out everywhere at all times, everything. So I'm going to say it's fine. All of a sudden, you're making me think about it, but I'm sure they're good, aren't they?
Yeah, all the replies in the chat were basically saying, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
Clear poncho over everything isn't a bad idea if it's very rainy, said Emma.
I tell you what, the water doesn't get in them. I've had handbags where the water actually kind of gets in through the zip and stuff. If that's what you're worried about, they're nice and watertight. But they're really, really good quality leather.
Charlotte's taken one out in the rain and it held up pretty well. Laura said, if it's one of the furry ones, I wouldn't take it out in the rain though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And Darren said, our Loungefly collection stood up to the Florida rain, so Paris will be okay.
Yeah.
I like these details. Cheryl shared a post from Emma on Instagram, so there's like fourth-hand information, about the Christmas treats, but we've discussed some of those. Some of the Christmas treats. So if you're on the group, if you're on our Disneyland Paris Show Facebook group, do join us. Cheryl 3 days ago posted a link to a video.
I want to go to Disneyland Paris, Hugh. Oh, look at me! Look at Donald, like doing his little groovy thing.
Yeah, this is a picture that Aaron sent in of Donald at the what is this show?
Videopolis.
Won't make it to live stream tonight as I'll be flying back from DLP. Boo! But figured while I'm here, if anybody has any questions or things they want me to find out for them, let me know. I've had such an amazing time so far. So Aaron's just saying, like, I've been here. What do you need to know? Cheryl was asking what time the parades are for the new Christmas parade. And I noticed this early today, but Aaron replied 5:30 and 7:30, I believe. I think that's what I saw as well. But Aaron hadn't had any of the snacks yet. Maybe we'll find out in the trip report if Aaron got to have some snacks. Stacey was also there at the same time. We've had a slightly bumpy trip with lots of hotel room time thanks to illness.
Oh, no. Well, if you could be ill anywhere, I That'd be ill in a Disney hotel.
Is it?
Emma said...
You've been sick in the Disney Hotel. Have you been ill? Oh, you have? Well, you started off ill
Kind
in
of.
Florida, didn't you?
We got there, I was kind of ill, and then I wake up the next morning.
And you were goody good.
Yeah, well,
Good.
you were better enough to go to the park, thankfully, because it was our first time in Disney World. But you actually were still ill for like a good 2 or 3 days afterwards.
You were still pushchair age though, weren't you? So
Yeah.
she was able to just kind of be ill in the pushchair. Emma's inviting me along on the 3rd of December. She said, 3rd of December, Lucy, come with us. So is that just me? What if I did? That would be very unpopular. If I just left you two and went to Disneyland.
Yeah, that's where you're really going, not London. And then finally Emma said, well, I say finally, there's a few more things, but Emma said, does anyone know if Waltz is still doing the souvenir pin, or was it just for the 30th? Forgot to get one last time. Chris, you remember Chris? Chris said there was one for the 100th shown a couple of weeks ago. Not sure how long it's about though. A bit of pin chat on the boards there. A poll from Andrew about whether people are going to see Marvels, The Wish, neither or both at the cinema. I answered neither, because I think it's unlikely at this stage that we'll get to see them.
Emma says Bonnie can come too. What if we just left you here?
Well, it's a girls' trip.
I'll
It
get-
has to be a girls' trip.
I'll get some work done. Yeah.
Oh no.
You
What's
tile the kitchen while we're away.
you'd like that, wouldn't you?
I'd love that.
I think I can do it now because I was worried because there's a lot of at the old house there were no obstacles. I could just do the tiling, and it was a treat to do. I really enjoyed myself. But there's lots of corners and bits to cut out, but you just clip them off. I think I'd be able to do it. I'd enjoy the challenge.
Yay.
I loved tiling. I was last time I tiled, I was looking around. I was like, is there anything else to tile in here? Could tile anything else?
Yay. Rightio. So we've got 15 minutes, so we can talk about anything that you wanted to talk about. Just while we're on a bit of a pause, I'm going to say, because Bonnie usually does this in the chat, she usually says,
Like and subscribe.
thank you, Bonnie.
I already liked.
Yes.
Blue and Grana keep asking.
Blue and Grana. Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish, Italian, German, French? Do you play soccer? We don't speak
Kind
any of the... Well, I mean, me and Hugh both have GCSE French.
tiny bit French, not very.
Yeah, we've
much.
got like able to get by French.
Yeah, we
Basic
can
French.
order things in restaurants and ask the way to the swimming pool.
Yeah, and
Où
you
est
know,
la piscine?
yeah, and you know,
And things like that. But no, not really.
as with a lot of people, we can ask the questions but not understand the answer. But sometimes, unfortunately, we'll talk in French and we reply to. I say unfortunately in English. Well, it's kind of a shame, but
At least
it
we
is
show
easier.
willing. I do think there's something to be said for going to Disneyland Paris and showing willing
yeah,
to speak the language. But then I also say you don't need to. So I like to try, and then they will always speak back to me in English, and it's just a lot easier.
yeah. Always say your civil players and mercies.
Yeah. And then do you play soccer? I think you mean football. And
We can
no,
say soccer.
not at all.
None of us play soccer or follow it or are interested in it. We do
Well,
like.
we've got weirdly interested in it recently, haven't we?
Well,
Through Netflix.
yeah, Bonnie, Lucy's been enjoying Wrexham. Well, we've both been enjoying Wrexham, but Lucy's started acting like she's
Like I know
an
what
actual
I'm talking
follower
about.
of them. Well, I like an England match. Yeah.
How come there are 45 people watching and only 17 likes?
That's the kind of thing
Good
you're
question.
here for, Bonnie.
Good question.
Now, Bonnie said she had a routine because she's usually in the chat, aren't
Oh,
you?
my routine. Yeah.
What's your routine, Bonnie?
So I
Tell
say,
us. Yeah.
So I say hi in the chat and I do a pink hand. Then I spam the heart button
Spam the heart button.
and then like.
Right.
And then remind everybody to like.
Is that your
Yeah.
routine?
It's my routine.
Yeah, maybe it's why there's not many likes this time because... Oh, there she's spamming the heart button now.
And
Because you haven't been liking it.
Steve says we have just booked a hotel at the airport for one. So if you see the heart going crazy, that's Bonnie just spamming the heart button. Steve says we've just booked a hotel at the airport for one night for £79. Jump on the first RER train straight to DLP in the morning for February. Never done this before, so hope it works out. We did something similar, didn't we? We stayed at the hotel at the airport last time, which we've never done before. Which hotel was it? Can you remember?
We could see it from the runway, couldn't we? And then it took us a suspicious length of time to get there. I can't remember what it's called. I could easily look it up, but I won't.
What was it called? Yeah, I can't remember.
Yay! After my routine.
Yeah, and that was, there were two reasons. We were meeting friends off the plane.
I don't remember what that room looked like.
We weren't there long.
Well, we slept there.
Oh, I remember what
I
it looked
vaguely
like.
remember it.
And then we could.
What was it? Was it nice?
Yeah.
It was to maximise the first day, basically. I think this is sensible for anybody, is to get a cheap hotel the first day so that those 3 or 4 day park tickets that you get included with your Disney hotel can stretch. And maybe the last day as well, if you're committed, if you're really committed.
Speak about languages, I still want to, I keep saying this, but I still want to learn a bit of Spanish.
I'm really mad.
Just think it's a good one to learn. Yes.
We were learning French in school ever since I started school, and then they changed it to Spanish.
Oh. Well, it's more annoying for the person in your class who is half, well, is she half Spanish?
She does.
Her mum is Spanish.
Her mum's Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish.
And she speaks fluent Spanish.
Fluent Spanish.
She
So,
gets to stand
I
in
mean,
front
like,
and
probably-
help the classes.
Yeah. She's helping teach, isn't she?
on the one hand, it would be frustrating to be a Spanish speaker while all your friends are going like, I live in a house with my dog and my sister and brother. But
Hello,
also,
my name is Bonnie.
it'd be good for her also, though, to stand at the front of the class and help out and say, no, you're saying this, say it this way. And be quite an ego trip, wouldn't it?
Very briefly, because we are off Disney again, but my university housemate's mum was French and he spoke fluent French. And so for GCSE, he thought it was a waste of time taking French, so he took German. But then the school let him sit the exams and do the coursework, and he just got an A star because he's fluent French. It's like us going and living in France and then just getting an A star in English as a foreign language. And I think you might have done A level.
Imagine if you came like 4th in your class.
Imagine if you didn't get an A star, that's the thing. Imagine if you came out with a B. That'd be a bit embarrassing.
Hannah is also saying, that's what we're doing on Tuesday. 5:30 Eurostar to Paris and then staying nearby, ready for an early start the next day.
I get very excited by the sight of the moon and stars from Premier Inn when I see the signs. And the reason is that is always where we would stay at Ashford before we got on the Eurotunnel, wasn't it? Or even sort of at an airport before we got on a plane. And I associate it with, we're about to do a really exciting thing. So I get very excited with Premier Inns.
I don't know why. I'm like,
these two love a Premier Inn.
We do.
We
love a Premier Inn.
We love a Premier Inn.
I take it for what it is. Team Confetti says, I have a controversial budget tip. We use home exchange for practically free accommodation in combination with annual passes, and we drive there from Groningen all the way up in the Netherlands. Groningen. And then adds, with home exchange, you can earn points by renting out your home, sort of Airbnb style, and use those points for you to stay somewhere else, or you can change directly.
That's a really good tip, but I do feel like you have to have a home in a location people would want to stay in. I don't feel like we live in a very touristy destination, do we? Although we are on the M1.
We've considered renting our driveway out for a nearby sports place, I'll say. But then it's just far enough down and around the corner that I'm not sure anyone would take us up on it. But yeah, we do have close access to the motorways, so yeah, I don't think we're going to make any money out of 37 Disney Street.
Yeah. Steve says my wife calls Premier Inn the Purple Palace. Yay! Oh, that's going to stick.
I thought you said Purple Place.
Emma loves the Premier Inn too. Oh, she used to work for them. We love a Premier Inn.
Kids the Production says, I plan to visit Epcot to watch Luminous Symphony of Us next month in December 5th. Well, I hope you have a lovely time. I'm trying to catch anyone who I've not read out. I try to be fair. I just have this, like, my worst nightmare would be that there was one person every week, just by chance, I wasn't reading out that one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that's happened, but if that has happened to anyone, it's not intentional. Like, you know, I'm just seeing Sam's name. I made it. Good evening, Disney peeps, says Sam.
We used to watch a live stream together, Hugh, didn't we?
Colorette is here as well. Oh, I know, yes.
But we'd both be watching it on the iPad, but with our phones open.
Yeah.
So we would both be commenting on the chat. And they always used to read your comments out, didn't you?
It was Disney in detail.
And they didn't read my comments out, and I was always like, they're not reading mine.
Well, yeah. When they were a couple, I think the guy and my sense of humour were a bit more entwined, and you know, it kind of seeked me out sometimes. I was watching a guy drinking beer live the other day to drink some craft ales, and I just tuned in briefly, and I'm like, it was just towards the end of the stream, and I made like 2 comments, and he guffawed at one of them, and I was so happy.
Oh no. Easily
It read me
pleased.
out. Voiceover guys joined us. I won't say too much about the location or anything, but I was just going around on Google Maps 3D view, just playing around, and Voiceover guy's name popped up as a little landmark. And I was like, oh, I know him. You know, it's like a little business.
Yeah.
Voiceover guy. So, yeah. I know where you live, Voiceover guy.
Shall we ask? I'm very aware that Bonnie has given up her evening to be here, and she hasn't inputted much.
Yes.
So I'm going to give her a question she can think about while we talk about other things, and then tap me on the shoulder when you've got a good answer.
Okay.
What would be your best tips to fidgety children for spending time in queues?
Right.
So think of some stuff to do, ways of killing time, what you want to do in a queue, and give advice to other children your age. Right, what were you going to say, Huey?
John saw The Marvels yesterday, really fun movie, and without spoilers, there's parts of it I think you guys would really enjoy. But then John also says, and this is something Chris sent through us some photographs of the 5 food chalets in Fantasyland for the food festivals. John's reminding me, the menus look good and fairly reasonably priced. We haven't got around to it today. We're possibly going to do it, but I think it'd be good to talk through the menus with Chris anyway.
Oh, we love talking through a menu.
Yeah.
Favourite Disneyland Paris Show task?
It is.
Have you got any answers?
Kind of.
Go on then. So what do we do in queues?
Forgot what I'm gonna say. 1 second.
Okay. Just tell me when you're ready.
I'm going to say hello to Kerry and Janine as well. I really am trying to get everyone now in the chat.
Emily says she just saw this week that people stay in motorhomes overnight in the DLP car park. I'd love a trip report for that. I don't have a motorhome, just Nursey.
I want a motorhome.
It's something I think we'd look into renting for a week. We looked into renting one in California for a week, but then I got cold feet about, driving on the wrong side of the road in a foreign country on massive American roads in what is essentially a tank. I got a bit worried and I don't think I could do that. Other people have told me they have and they can, and it's quite easy and I'd be fine. So I don't know. Watch this space.
I think that's
Forgotten.
you've forgotten.
Yeah.
You're tired, aren't you?
She's exhausted.
Seems to be fading, but that's why she's all ready for bed, so we can just go sleep. I think when we are driving in France, it's not so bad in France, but like if you're in a country where you're not fluent in the language and you break down, I'd feel like that'd be way worse. If you broke down in America, at least you can make yourself understood.
No, you see, when we go to France, I've said this before. Tell me how you feel about this, people in the chat. I would rather drive my car with a right-hand drive car on the wrong side of the road than drive a left-hand drive car.
Well, you've never driven a left-hand car.
I've never driven it. I've never rented a car in America or France.
And it'd be automatic.
And it would be automatic. And that I would rather drive my own
Likely
car,
to be automatic.
but the roads be different, than drive a left-hand drive car. Now, people are going to say, oh, I've driven left-hand drive car. It's really easy. It's not a problem. You'll be fine. Maybe you're right. Maybe it'd take me 10 minutes and then I'd be fine. But the thought of it does stress me out more so than the roads, to be honest. In fact, the only time I've ever rented a car was in the UK, and I didn't even like that. I didn't like driving.
Qashqai.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, a Qashqai with keyless entry and no handbrake, and I couldn't get my head round it. And I didn't enjoy that. I just like my own car.
By the end of it, I was an expert at defogging the windscreen.
Yeah,
But
that was your job.
That was my contribution. Bonnie, we like to play heads up, don't we, in the queue?
Yeah.
Oh,
And we also have some other games that we play, don't we?
Yeah.
You downloaded some Disney versions of Heads Up last time we were in Paris, didn't you? You paid for. Did you pay for a Friends one and a Disney one?
Well, they came in like bundles of 10, and it would say like family pack. But I chose a Disney Parks one, and there was a Friends one. The Friends one was really hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We play a lot of 20 questions type of games in the queue.
We've also done making up stories, like one word at a time.
Oh yeah, like when we go around.
Yeah.
Like the cow went. I don't know.
But this was when we were with Chris and his family, and his youngest, Ollie.
Oh,
Every time it got round to him, it was either
it's poo based.
poo or toilet. But that was entertaining in itself. Yeah, and it's also from a parent's point of view, it's making sure that you join the queue having had a snack or a wee, or you've had a drink or whatever, so that you're not going to
Aw.
get 20 minutes in and go, I'm really thirsty.
When our friend was in the queue for Spider-Man web slingers, he started needing the toilet, and we got really worried, and we were like,
That's all I could think about, because we had like we were like 20 minutes into an hour long queue, and it was like, I need the toilet, and I just kept looking at him thinking, is he going to be all right?
His parents
stuck
had
here.
gone to deal with the other little boy.
We were with
and
him,
we'd
just
said,
us.
We'll take Peter on this ride, so he wasn't our child. And so we don't like, people who haven't got children will be like, people who've got children will be like, yeah, I'm with you. You know your own child's bladder control, and you know when they really need a wee, and you know when you can say, you wait in 20 minutes, you'll be fine, or when it's urgent. But when it's not your child, it feels a bit different. And like, we didn't know if this was like, he needs to go now, or he'll be fine, or whatever, and it did.
Don't know what his tolerances are.
No, exactly. But we were just in that queue for the last 10 minutes, kind of looking at each other going, should you take him? Shall I take him? What we're going to do? We're going to take him. In the end, he managed to hold it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did fine.
I don't know why that was such a stressful memory, but it was.
Hey, it's time to go, guys. Steve says, have you got Star Wars Heads Up version? No, we'd maybe consider that.
If we hadn't, we should.
Yeah.
I do like Heads Up. I very much like it.
Right, let's get you to bed.
It's just one more thing to burn your phone battery, unfortunately, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That's true, actually, yeah, because it's very phone intensive in the parks now, so.
Do you know what I like, Hugh, just before we go?
What's that?
I love the people who join us in the chat every week. I love that you're part of this conversation and this community. You make us laugh. You make us think. We like to have your opinions. And I don't know if I say that often enough, because that you're taking the energy to come in and chat like this. And just, we appreciate all of you. And like Hugh says, we try to chat to everyone. Sometimes it disappears too quickly and we can't. But thank you for joining us once more. What's Emily said? Having the handbrake on the wrong side. Oh, you're on about cars. Yeah, it twists my melon. But I'm going to finish on that really positive, gratitudinal side of the conversation and say, I've been Lucy. These have been the Rains. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.